me, that like that sounded very anti-Semitic. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Welcome back to the channel, guys. And today I'm going to be reacting to Jordan Peterson's A Message to Muslims. Within the last day or so, my YouTube notifications have been blowing up because different Muslim YouTubers have been reacting to this. So I figured, why not do a reaction video to it myself? And yeah, see what Dr. Jordan Peterson's actually said. So yeah, without further ado, guys, let's get started.
Hi all. I have been informed by many sources and also observed online, not least because of my discussions with a variety of Muslim thinkers, supporters, and critics, that I have developed an audience in the Muslim world. I would first like to say that I could not be more pleased or honored that such is the case. It has been so heartening to see that my biblical lectures, for example, attracted a large Muslim audience, and that the comments from the Muslim watchers and listeners to my YouTube channel and podcast have been so extraordinarily positive. And all this is lovely to see in the aftermath of the extraordinary Abraham Accords, which have laid out the possibility for peace between all the people of the book in an unprecedented manner. And I have something to say as an extension of all of this. Please forgive my presumption, if you would. It is time for those of you in the Muslim world to stop fighting among yourselves, you Shiites and Sunnis, and also time to stop regarding the Christians, and even more specifically, the Jews, as your enemies. Why? Not least because you have the enemy located in the wrong place.
Just going to pause it there. While I do agree that within the Muslim world we shouldn't be fighting amongst ourselves, you know, Sunnis and Shias, for example, fair enough. If you want to have, you know, a discourse, a debate, a dialogue, that's one thing. But yeah, the actual physical violence does need to stop. I completely agree with him in that sense. But for him to say that, you know, people in the Muslim world, well, A, how is he defining the Muslim world? And then B, for him to say that, you know, we regard Christians and Jews as the enemy. Well, I don't know which Muslims he's spoken to, but no Muslim that I know of believes that Christians and Jews are the enemies. So it is quite a shame to see someone who is usually so careful with his words making these gross overgeneralizations and, you know, these blanket statements about Muslims. But yeah, that's what I've kind of just picked up so far. Let's get back to it.
First, the best place to find Satan, let's say, is within. If you think the true enemy is in someone else's heart, then you haven't thought nearly long enough about the darkness within, and you have therefore fallen prey to the most subtle temptation of the ancient demonic spirit. So your best bet on the spiritual warfare front is to make of yourself and your Muslim practice something so admirable that the light shining from your well-constituted psyches and productive, generous, and wise actions is so intense that people convert to your faith from sheer admiration. There's
Again, I don't know what like converts to Islam he's spoken to here, but for him, again, I don't know what converts to Islam he's spoken to here, but loads of people who have reverted have, you know, said that it's because of the way that Muslims conduct themselves and the way that they act. So again, like I said, I'm a bit confused on where he's gotten his information from on this one. And also from the way he's describing the shaitan within Islam, and yes, we believe in Islam, obviously, in Satan, the devil, and that, you know, he whispers in your ear, for example. But for him to say, you know, oh, you find him inside, like, that isn't true. I don't know what religious lens he's looking at Islam through, because I'm pretty sure that's not even true within Christianity or Judaism either. But yeah, like I said, I'm a little bit confused as to where he's getting this all from. But let's keep going.
There's a goal. Second, far more unites you with the other people of the book, as your own prophet himself, peace be unto him, forthrightly said, than what divides you. You all believe, for example, in a book. You all believe, for example, in God, and believe that you have an ultimate duty to that God. You are all followers of a prophetic tradition. And that is a tradition that unites the wisdom of the past with the vision and voice of those willing to see and speak truly and lovingly in the present. And you are all threatened, in a very real sense, by the system of vengeful Luciferian ideas that currently confronts all that is transcendent, traditional, and valuable on the sexual front.
I probably should have waited a bit before pausing there, but I do agree with that. Again, Muslims, Christians, and Jews, we're all people of the book. We believe in the same God. It's all been revealed through prophetic narrations. And the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, did say that, we do have a lot in common with people of the book, Christians and Jews. So I agree with everything he's just said there. And I do agree with, what he started to say in the fact that traditional values have kind of come under siege. Especially with the promotion of the LGBTQ plus ideology in schools. So yeah.
On the familial front, on the conceptual front, on the psychological and sociological front, and in the final analysis, on the theological front. So how about we all quit squabbling over trinkets and details and face the real problem? And I should also point out that it is not the individual carriers of the woke, politically correct, degenerate neo-Marxist ideas that should be regarded as the enemy either. First, we must take the idea that the satanic impulse within is the prime enemy with all due seriousness. Second, we must understand that even those quite possessed by the spirit of Cain that attracts and drives confused and lost people to the Luciferian ideologies of the materialist utopians are, in the ideal, fully redeemable and only partially consumed. Even the committed student ideologues who have, for example, attacked me and others like me rather viciously are generally, say, 90%, or perhaps 80%, reasonable and potentially civilized people who could still see the light. Muslims, reach across the sectarian divide. Shiites, find a Sunni pen pal. Communicate with someone on the other side. Sunnis, do the same. And then, maybe, reach out, tentatively, to a Christian, or even, heaven forbid, a Jew. Because perhaps it is time for those who purport to be followers of God to act like it, and to be convincing in those actions, even to those whose premature cynicism and skepticism have driven them into the towers of Babel, constructed by the avatars of the resentful intellect. Is there someone in the Muslim world willing to build an electronic system to bring people from the Sunni and Shiite community together? A place where people of goodwill could reach electronically across the divide, person to person, and to formulate the kinds of personal, trusting friendships upon which a lasting peace truly might be founded? A place where Jews and Christians, willing and eager to open communication with their Muslim brothers, might do just that? There's a task for someone looking for a purpose, and it's an open invitation to do just that. If you build it, they will come. If you build it, get in touch with me. You'll figure out how to do it, and I'll publicize it. Thank you, all my Muslim listeners, watchers, and readers, for your kind attention and patience I wish you well as you strive to become the light in the world that your faith truly demands. Let's see if we can unite as people of the book and negotiate our way toward the paradise that we might truly and jointly attain.
Okay, so again, with, like I say, his last remarks there, like he seemed to keep making these blanket statements, like when he said, and God forbid a Jew. Like, to me, like that sounded very anti-Semitic. He's again seeming to imply this blanket statement that all Muslims hate Jews, which isn't true. And again, for a man who is renowned, if any of you have ever seen that Kathy Griffin debate, for choosing his words so carefully, for him to just say this just that bluntly, I don't know if he just has kind of changed his manner of doing things, or if this is just his true colours showing through in this sense of what he truly thinks that Muslims are. But yeah, I find that kind of offensive, to be blatantly honest with you, if that's just, my 2 cents on it. Now, do I agree that, Muslims should stop bickering amongst ourselves and confront the real threats that are attacking religion, not only Islam, but any religion as a whole? Yes. Do I believe that, Muslims, Christians, and Jews should all put our differences aside and be able to come together and confront what he's calling, the less leftist Marxist ideologues? Again, yes. But I really wish that he would have promoted this in a more positive sense than making it seem as if Muslims are the problem here. Yeah, like I say, that's ultimately what 50% of my takeaway from this is that he just believes that Muslims are the problem, as opposed to, anything else. But yeah, that's what 50% of my takeaway from this is that he seems to feel as if Muslims are the problem here, and that, Muslims are the reason that no one else can get along, when, quite frankly, it isn't true. Yes, are there bad Muslims out there? Of course there are. Same as there are bad Christians, bad Jews, bad atheists, bad Buddhists, and the list goes on. You can find bad people in any walk of life. But yeah, I wish that he would have thought of how this would have sounded before he allowed this to be released. That's it. So yeah, guys, that's kind of all for this one. So in summary, do we need to put our intersectarian differences aside at times? Yes. Does all the physical violence between certain Sunni and Shiite groups need to stop? Yes, naturally. In a wider extent, do Muslims as a whole need to put the differences between Christians and Jews aside occasionally to combat the bigger threat that is the promotion of the LGBTQ plus IA, ideology in schools and to children? Yes. And as he said, it's attacking traditional values and familial values as well. So yes, I completely agree with everything he said there. So yeah, guys, let me know what you thought in the comment section. If you agree with what Jordan Peterson said, let me know, and as to why. If you disagree with what he said, let me know, and again, as to why. But yeah, guys, that's all for today. And until next time, peace.